Live from New Delhi, you're watching DD India Live, India's voice to the world. I'm Siddharth Bharadwaj. Coming up in the next 30 minutes. 2611 mastermind Tahawwur Rana extradited from US to land in Delhi shortly. Multi-agency team to question Rana. US President Trump announces 90-day pause on tariffs for most countries. EU puts its countermeasures on hold. President Draupadi Murmu addresses at the Slovakia-India Business Forum, says India is keen to strengthen trade ties with Slovakia. Tahawwur Rana, accused in the 2008 Mumbai terror attacks, has been brought back to India from the United States. He is expected to reach India on Thursday with a special team from Indian intelligence and the NIA escorting him. This comes after the US Supreme Court rejected Rana's final appeal, allowing his extradition to India. Rana, a Canadian businessman of Pakistani origin, is linked to the terror group Lashkar-e-Toiba. He is said to have helped David Coleman Headley get travel documents before the attacks. Both Rana and Headley were caught by the FBI at Chicago Airport in October 2009.
जिन लोगों ने भी भारत की जमीन, भारत का सम्मान और भारत के नागरिकों के साथ दुर्व्यवहार भी किया है, वो हमारे कानून के जद में लाना चाहिए। और मैं मानता हूं तो राणा की यहाँ वापिस आना ये मोदी सरकार की कूटनीति का बहुत बड़ी सफलता है, क्योंकि जिनके समय में जब बम धमाके हुए वो तो ला नहीं पाए, मगर आज वो वापिस आएगा, हमारी अदालत के सामने पेश होगा, हमारे संविधान के तहत उसको सजा होगी। ये देश के लिए बहुत बड़ी उपलब्धि है।
The Indian government has named Advocate Narendra Maan as the special public prosecutor for the NIA in the 2611 Mumbai terror case. He will represent the NIA in special and appellate courts in Delhi. The appointment is for 3 years or until the trial ends, whichever comes first. So who is Tahawwur Rana and what exactly is the case against him? Let's take a quick look.
Tahawwur Rana holds Canadian citizenship and has Pakistani origins. He faces charges in India for his involvement in the 2008 Mumbai attacks and was found guilty in the US for aiding Lashkar-e-Taiba. India is seeking his extradition for his role in the 2611 attacks. Rana assisted David Headley, a co-conspirator in the attack, who held US citizenship and Pakistani heritage. Rana provided Headley with false credentials to help him scout targets for the attack. In January this year, the US Supreme Court rejected Tahawwur Rana's petition, and that was quickly followed up by Senator Rubio authorizing Rana's extradition in February. Later on, US President Donald Trump announced the extradition of Tahawwur Rana to India, adding that he would face justice. He made the announcement during a joint press conference with Prime Minister Narendra Modi following their bilateral meeting. Rana's defense filed for more documents on February 13. On February 19, the court denied his request to delay the extradition. Again, the Ninth Circuit rejected his appeal on February 21. Rana filed an emergency request with the US Supreme Court within a week, which was also rejected on March 5, 2025. And on April 7, the US Supreme Court again rejected his plea for a stay on his extradition to India.
Taking a dig at Congress, India's Commerce Minister Piyush Goyal argued that the then government did the job of serving biryani to Ajmal Kasab, one of the accused in the 2611 Mumbai attacks. He credited Prime Minister Narendra Modi's resolve to bring those who attacked the country to justice and ensure that they get punished on Indian land.
कांग्रेस सरकार के समय हम जिस होटल में खड़े हैं यहीं पर आतंकवादियों ने हमला किया था। ये होटल पे लोगों की जान गई थी, लेकिन कांग्रेस की सरकार ने कुछ किया नहीं। आरोपियों के ऊपर सख्त सजा दिलाने के लिए, बल्कि जो पकड़ा गया था कसम उसको भी बिरयानी खिलाते थे। आज हर भारतवासी को गर्व है मोदी जी पर, विशेषकर हम सब मुंबई कर कृतज्ञ हैं मोदी जी के कि ऐसे लोग जिन्होंने हमारे देश के ऊपर हिंसक आक्रामक हमला किया था, उनको हम भारत के धरती पर भारत के कानून के अंतर्गत सजा दिलाएंगे।
Moving on, in a sharp policy shift, President Trump has paused new tariffs for 90 days but hiked duties on Chinese imports to 125%. China hit back with an 84% levy. Global leaders see hope for talks, but experts warn of rising risks across Asia. All right, let's go live across to Slovakia for the conferment of doctorate honoris causa degree on President Draupadi Murmu by Constantine the Philosopher University, Nitra, Slovakia.
Women's empowerment and linguistic diversity, Honorable President of India, Her Excellency Draupadi Murmu. Dear Your Excellency, welcome to the grounds of our alma mater. Vážené slávnostné zhromaždenie, dovoľte mi v tejto sviatočnej a jedinečnej chvíli srdečne privítať v aule Univerzity Konštantína Filozofa jeho excelenciu pána Petra Pellegriniho, prezidenta Slovenskej republiky. Jeho magnificenciu profesora Libora Vozára, rektora Univerzity Konštantína Filozofa v Nitre. Vážené dámy a páni, prosím vás v záujme plynulého priebehu ceremonie, aby ste pri osobnom privítaní akademických funkcionárov a hostí netlieskali. Ich prítomnosť oceníme veľkým potleskom spoločne. Dear ladies and gentlemen, please refrain from applause during the introduction of our academic officials and guests. Vážené slávnostné zhromaždenie, na dnešnej slávnosti srdečne vítam akademických funkcionárov univerzity. Jej honorabilitu profesorku Máriu Bauerovú, prorektorku pre vedecko-výskumnú činnosť. Jej honorabilitu pani docentku Martinu Pavlíkovú, prorektorku pre medzinárodné vzťahy. Inžinierku Lubicu Ehrenholdovú, kvestorku univerzity. Profesorku Gabrielu Pavlovičovú, predsedníčku Akademického senátu. Docenta Ivana Holka, predsedu správnej rady. Jeho spektabilitu profesora Františka Petroviča, dekana Fakulty prírodných vied a informatiky. Jeho spektabilitu profesora Tomáša Solára, dekana Fakulty sociálnych vied a zdravotníctva. Jeho spektabilitu doktora Ladislava Sekereša, dekana Fakulty stredoeurópskych štúdií. Jeho spektabilitu profesora Martina Heténiho, dekana Filozofickej fakulty. Jeho spektabilitu docenta Gábora Pinteša, dekana Pedagogickej fakulty. Profesorku Máriu Hrickovú z Filozofickej fakulty. Doktorku Luciu Spodniakovú, predsedničku študentského parlamentu. Bakalára Jakuba Bodoríka, predsedu študentskej časti Akademického senátu. Vážení prítomní, dovolte mi čo najsrdečnejšie privítať našich milých hostí, predstaviteľov slovenských vysokých škôl, ktorí nás poctili svojou prítomnosťou. Profesora Petra Klavčana, rektora Vysokej školy Danubius Sládkovičova. Profesora Jánoša Tóta, rektora Univerzity Jánoša Šejeho v Komárne. Docentku Klaudiu Halásovú, rektorku Slovenskej poľnohospodárskej univerzity v Nitre. Profesora Michala Murína, rektora Akadémie umení v Banskej Bystrici. Docenta Stanislava Šišuláka, rektora Akadémie policajného zboru v Bratislave. Doktora Jakuba Kindlera, prorektora Ekonomickej univerzity v Bratislave. profesorku Zuzanu Slezákovú, prorektorku Slovenskej zdravotníckej univerzity v Bratislave, profesorku Zuzanu Lopatkovú, prorektorku Trnavskej univerzity v Trnave, docentku Andreu Čajkovú, prorektorku Univerzity svätého Cyrila a Metoda v Trnave, profesora Štefana Stanka, prorektora Slovenskej technickej univerzity v Bratislave, doktora Štefana Tkačika, prorektora Katolíckej univerzity v Ružomberku, plukovníka docenta Michala Turčaníka, prorektora Akadémie ozbrojených síl, generála Milana Rastislava Štefánika, doktorku Alžbetku Lobotkovú, prorektorku Vysokej školy DTI, profesora Ľudovíta Hajduka, prorektora Paneurópskej vysokej školy, doktora Andreja Jankecha, prorektora Technickej univerzity vo Zvolene, profesora Jána Zavadského, prorektora Univerzity Mateja Bela v Banskej Bystrici, profesora Norberta Lukáča, dekana Fakulty biotechnológie a potravinárstva Slovenskej poľnohospodárskej univerzity, profesora Romana Gálika, dekana Technickej fakulty Slovenskej poľnohospodárskej univerzity.
It is a great honor for us that their excellencies, the ambassadors and official representatives have accepted the invitation to today's ceremony of our university. Hereby, we warmly welcome His Excellency Robert Maxian, Ambassador of the Slovak Republic to India. His Excellency Gabriel Boff Moreira, Ambassador of Brazil to Slovakia. His Excellency Nicola Girasoli, Ambassador of Holy See to Slovakia. His Excellency Gianclemente de Felice, Ambassador of the Republic of Italy to Slovakia. His Excellency Nigel Marcus Baker, Ambassador of the United Kingdom to Slovakia. We also warmly welcome representatives of diplomatic missions in Slovakia from the People's Republic of China, the French Republic, and Portugal. It is our great privilege to welcome Constantine the Philosopher University Doctor Honoris Causa, Professor Abraham Khan from University of Toronto.
Vážené slávnostné zhromaždenie, je pre nás cťou, že naše pozvanie na dnešnú slávnosť prijali významné osobnosti nášho politického a spoločenského života. Pán Robert Žembera, štátny tajomník pre vysoké školstvo a akademický výskum Ministerstva školstva, výskumu, vývoja a mládeže Slovenskej republiky. Doktor Pavol Hrušovský, člen správnej rady univerzity a emeritný predseda Národnej rady Slovenskej republiky.
We extend a particularly warm welcome to honorary guests, members of delegation from India, Ms. Nimuben Bambania, Minister of State, Consumer Affairs, Food and Public Distribution, Mr. Dhaval Patel, Member of Parliament, Lok Sabha, Ms. Sandarey, Member of Parliament, Lok Sabha, Mr. Tanmalal, Secretary West, Ministry of External Affairs, Ms. Deepti Unmashankar, Secretary to the President, Ms. Pooja Kapoor, Additional Secretary, Central Europe, Ministry of External Affairs, Her Excellency Apurva Srivastava, Ambassador of India to Slovakia.
Vážené slávnostné zhromaždenie, dôležitosť a vážnosť tejto chvíle umocňuje aj prítomnosť členov riadiacich a samosprávnych orgánov univerzity a fakult, poslancov Nitrianskeho samosprávneho kraja a mesta Nitra, zástupcov výskumných a kultúrnych inštitúcií, fakultnej nemocnice Nitra, partnerských organizácií Univerzity pre medzinárodnú spoluprácu, všetkých študentov, priateľov, priaznivcov a podporovateľov našej alma mater, ako aj prítomnosť všetkých vás, ktorí ste prijali pozvanie jeho magnificencie rektora Univerzity Konštantína Filozofa na dnešnú slávnosť. Čestný titul doktor honoris causa naša univerzita udeluje výnimočným osobnostiam, ktoré sa významne zaslúžili o rozvoj vzdelanosti, vedy, kultúry alebo inak prispeli k šíreniu myšlienok humanizmu, demokracie a porozumenia medzi národmi a svojím významom zároveň prekročili hranice Slovenska. Vážení prítomní, je pre nás veľkou cťou vás informovať, že Vedecká rada schválila návrh na udelenie titulu doktor honoris causa pani Drupadi Murmu, prezidentke Indie, za jej výnimočný prínos k rozvoju vzdelávania a demokratických hodnôt, podpore marginalizovaných komunít a ochrane ľudských práv v medzinárodnom kontexte, predovšetkým za jej významné aktivity v oblastiach vzdelávania a kultúrneho rozvoja, verejnej služby a občianskej angažovanosti, celoživotnej systematickej činnosti v ochrane ľudských práv a dôstojnosti človeka, v oblasti posilňovania postavenia žien z marginalizovaných a znevýhodnených komunít a rozvíjania jazykovej rozmanitosti. Pôsobenie pani Drupadi Murmu vykazuje hlboký hodnotový súlad s univerzitnou filozofiou a dlhodobým smerovaním Univerzity Konštantína Filozofa v Nitre.
Distinguished guests, it is a great honor for us to inform you that the University Scientific Board has approved the proposal to confer Doctor Honoris Causa degree to Her Excellency Madame Drupadi Murmu, President of India. In recognition of her outstanding contribution to the development of education, the strengthening of democratic values, the support of marginalized communities, and the protection of human rights in an international context. This honor is awarded particularly for her significant activities in the field of education and culture development, public service, and civic engagement, her lifelong systematic efforts in the protection of human rights and human dignity, her commitment to empowering women from marginalized and disadvantaged communities, and her dedication to promoting linguistic diversity. The work of Madame Drupadi Murmu reflects a profound alignment with the values, philosophy, and long-term mission of Constantine the Philosopher University.
Vaša magnificencia, vážený pán rektor, dovolujem si vás požiadať o súhlas na udelenie čestného titulu doktor honoris causa pane Drupadi Murmu.
Vážené slávnostné zhromaždenie, je pre nás veľkým potešením, že Univerzita Konštantína Filozofa udelí titul doktor honoris causa takej významnej osobnosti, ako je pani Drupadi Murmu. S neobyčajným zádozučinením a radosťou dávam z moci svojho úradu súhlas na udelenie čestného titulu doktor honoris causa a slávnostnú inauguráciu týmto otváram. Esteemed ceremonial assembly, it is our great pleasure that Constantine the Philosopher University has the honor of conferring the degree Doctor Honoris Causa to the distinguished personality, Her Excellency Madame Drupadi Murmu. By the authority of Rector, I hereby grant my approval for the conferral of this honorary degree, and I formally declare the commencement of this solemn inauguration.
Z poverenia jeho magnificencie profesora Libora Vozára, rektora univerzity, prosím profesorku Máriu Hrickovú o prednesenie slávnostného laudácia.
We kindly ask Professor Mária Hricková to deliver the ceremonial laudation. Your Excellencies, Madam President, Mr. President, Your Magnificencies, Excellencies, Spectabilities, Honorabilities, esteemed members of Scientific Council, honored guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is an extraordinary honor and pleasure for me to deliver a celebratory laudation dedicated to an exceptional personality whose life's work is a symbol of courage, perseverance, and service to society. Her Excellency, Madame Draupadi Murmu, the President of India, is not only a distinguished political leader, but also an inspiring figure whose life story extends beyond the borders of India. She stands as a universal example of determination, humility, and dedication to the public good. A famous quote by the Indian thinker Mahatma Gandhi says that the future depends on what we do today. The life and work of the President Madame Murmu fully embody this quote. Madame Murmu was born in 1958 in the village of Uparbeda in the state of Odisha to the Santal community, one of India's oldest indigenous ethnic groups. Her life journey from humble beginnings to the highest office in India is proof that education, determination, and strong values can overcome even the greatest challenges. From a young age, she displayed a deep commitment to helping her community and improving conditions for those who were disadvantaged. In 1979, Madame Murmu graduated from Ramadevi Women's College with a BA degree in political science and economics. After completing her studies, she joined the civil service in the Irrigation and Power Department, Government of Odisha. She later worked as a teacher at the Sri Aurobindo Integral Education and Research Center. Through her work as a teacher, she laid the solid foundations of her lifelong belief that education is the key to social development. Already at a young age, she was actively involved in development projects and educational initiatives for disadvantaged groups, with a specific emphasis on the education of marginalized girls and women. After entering public life and political service, she always maintained a strong moral compass and unwavering commitment to the values of democracy, justice, and equality. Elected to the Odisha Legislative Assembly in 1997, she became active in education, healthcare, and minority rights issues. Her work led to the implementation of several social programs aimed at supporting marginalized groups and the development of rural areas. Subsequently, she held several ministerial positions. Later, when she was appointed as the governor of Jharkhand in 2015, she became the first woman to hold the post. Here too, she demonstrated exceptional leadership and the ability to lead society to progress and harmony. She has become a symbol of stability, diplomatic solutions, and tireless efforts to social justice. In 2022, she was elected the President of India, becoming the first Indian president from an indigenous community. Her election was not only a political success, but also a strong message about inclusiveness and social justice. During her tenure as head of state, she tirelessly advocates for the rights of women, minorities, and disadvantaged groups. Her efforts to support education, environmental sustainability, and economic development can serve as an example for leaders around the world. Her life philosophy is deeply rooted in traditional values, but at the same time reflects modern challenges of the 21st century. Today, we commemorate not only her significant contribution to India, but also her wider legacy to the world community. Her story proves the democratic principle in India, represented by such important personalities as Rabindranath Tagore, Sri Aurobindo, Swami Vivekananda, or Mahatma Gandhi, is extremely inspiring. India and Slovakia have long-term cordial relations in the fields of diplomacy, culture, economy, and education. There is active cooperation between the countries in various fields, including academic exchange and cultural diplomacy. Education is an especially important aspect of our relations. Indian students come to Slovak universities to develop their knowledge in different subjects. Slovak scholars and experts, on the other hand, seek inspiration at Indian universities and research centers, which are known for their progressive approach to education and science. Konstantin the Philosopher University in Nitra has been collaborating with India for nearly 15 years on various projects, lectures, and publication activities. We deeply value our collaboration with several Indian universities and educational institutions, especially with Saurashtra University in Rajkot, with Charan Singh University in Meerut, and a very rich educational and research collaboration with the American College in Madurai. It is thanks to the partnership with the teachers from the American College that for the third year now, the students of Konstantin the Philosopher University in Nitra have the opportunity to get to know Indian literature and culture in a unique way. We consider this collaboration immensely important as it fosters meaningful cultural exchanges and enriches academic perspectives. The idea resonates with the words of Sarojini Naidu, the distinguished Indian political activist and poet, who in her early 20th century address to students emphasized that true knowledge comes not just from textbooks, but through direct engagement with people, their thoughts, and their culture. The work of Madame Mormont reflects a profound alignment with the philosophy and long-term mission of Konstantin the Philosopher University in Nitra. Her dedication to research, education, and social engagement resonates with the university's legacy. Similarly, her commitment to international cooperation, cultural dialogue, and the advancement of education extend beyond national boundaries and harmonize with the university's global vision, the goal of which is to form responsible citizens prepared to contribute to society on a global scale. The eminent Indian poet, writer, and philosopher Rabindranath Tagore said that we cannot reach beyond the sea if we remain on the shore. Your Excellency, your personal and professional journey, along with today's recognition of your accomplishments, prove the fact that you did not remain on the shore, but courageously embraced many challenges. Through your dedication, you have delivered a lasting message, not only to India, but to the world, about the power of goodness, perseverance, and the unceasing strength to move forward.
Ďakujem pani profesorke Hrickovej za prednesenie slávnostného laudácia. Prosím jeho magnificenciu, profesora Libora Vozára, aby v zmysle našich akademických a univerzitných zvyklostí vykonal slávnostný akt inaugurácie. Prosím pani Draupadi Murmu, aby predstúpila pred auditorium. Prosím promotorku, profesorku Bauerovú, aby predniesla promočný text.
Hereby we invite His Magnificence, Professor Libor Vozar, to perform the solemn act of inauguration in accordance with our academic and university tradition. We kindly ask Her Excellency, Madame Drupati Murmu, to step forward before the Assembly. We also invite the promoter, Professor Maria Bauerová, to deliver the conferral text. We respectfully ask the distinguished Assembly to stand. Prosím všetkých, aby sa postavili.
Summum consilium universitatis Constantini philosophi triensis non ignorans quantum tu, semina clarissima et eminentissima, que tua dote singulari ad ingenii formationis progressionem bonorum popularium corroborationem dignitatem feminarum ex marginalibus atque iniquitatibus socialibus affectis communitatibus adiuvandam nec non iurum humanorum ad omnes nationes pertinentium protectionem summo cum consensu cum universitatis disciplina atque cum universitatis Constantini philosophi temporis longi cursu meritasis. Hoc consilium in conventu suo solemni habito unamente decrevit ut tu, excellentia, dropedi murmu, in numerum doctorum scientiarum et artium honoris causa recipereris. Consilii nostri consultum observantes a te, femina eminentissima. Petimus, ut in hoc consilio solemnis summum illum et unicum, quote universitas studiorum nostra ordinare potest, honorem accipias. Prius autem sponsio solemnis tibi suscipienda est, spondebis igitur. Primum, te huius universitatis in qua summum in scientis gradum ascenderis piam perpetuo memoriam habituram eique auctoritate auxilio consilis tuis numquam de futuram dein scientiarum studia sicut aghuc facere semper constavisti provehere non desituram ut veritas propagetur et lux eius qua salus generis humani continetur terrarum orbem illustret. Hec, tu ex animi, tui sententia, spondebis ad policeberis? Itaque, iam nihil impendit quo minus honores, quibus te senatus, Constantini philosophi universitatis nitriensis ordinare cupit, tibi impertiamus. Ergo ego promotor legitime constitutus te, excellentia, Drupadi Murmu, femina doctissima, scientiarum, philosophicarum, doctorem honoris causa creo, creatam renuncio, omniaque doctoris scientiarum iura et privilegia in te confero, cuius rei infidem hoc diploma maiore, universitatis sigil.
And this is the big breaking that we are getting for you. Tahawwur Rana, 2611 Mastermind, has now landed in New Delhi. This is the breaking news that we are getting for you. 2611 Mastermind, Tahawwur Rana has landed in Delhi after being extradited from the United States. His last appeal was cancelled by the judge there in the United States, and he has now landed in India. What happened next? We'll soon be joining by our correspondents, but this is the breaking that we are getting for you, that Tahawwur Rana, 2611 Mastermind, has landed in India. He will be although interrogated by several agencies, but this is the latest on DD India exclusive. Tahawwur Rana has landed in New Delhi. This is the latest that we are getting from you. His last appeal in the United States was rejected in a single line, and Just a while back, 2611 mastermind has landed in New Delhi. He will be interrogated by several agencies and he was extradited from the United States. A big breaking we are getting for you, for all those viewers who have just tuned in to DD India. Tahawwur Rana, 2611 mastermind, has landed in New Delhi. He was supposed to land in the morning, but because of some reasons there were delays after delays. But now, just a while back, he has landed in New Delhi. This in fact is a big win for India, as said by the Home Minister Amit Shah, that the government, the Narendra Modi government, has taken this initiative to extradite Tahawwur Rana, 2611 mastermind, and he will be punished according to Indian law. A while back, Piyush Goyal, Union Minister, has also said that the then government served biryani to Ajmal Kasab, but the Narendra Modi government has certainly taken this initiative to extradite Tahawwur Rana, 2611 mastermind in New Delhi. A short while back, Tahawwur Rana landed in New Delhi, and we have been joined by our correspondent Amrit Pal Singh is joining us from New Delhi. Hi Amrit Pal, Tahawwur Rana has landed in New Delhi. This is the latest news that we are telling our viewers. You are outside NIA headquarters. What is the latest that you're getting for us?
What we know right now is that Tahawwur Rana has landed a little while back at the Palam Technical Airport. That is the Indian Air Force base at Palam base, where there'll be some paperwork that needs to be done. He'll be formally arrested by the NIA because the arrest would be executed on Indian soil, because right now he was what was on a surrender warrant which the NIA had got from the US prison authorities, which means that they formally handed over the custody to NIA. The NIA will formally arrest him, and also a medical test of his will be done. Arrest warrant would be issued to him, on which his signatures etc. would be taken. A team of doctors from both Safdarjung Hospital and RML Hospital has been formed to perform these medical tests. He will be then brought out here at the NIA headquarters behind me, where he will be produced before a judge, in which the NIA terror court, in which this trial will take place. Because he's a high security accused, he may be produced before the court through video conferencing. The NIA would then ask for police custody of Tahawwur Rana, because they would want to interrogate Tahawwur Rana. So all this process has to be followed. The medical reports of Tahawwur Rana will be deposited in the court. Tahawwur Rana would be formally taken into custody, and then that is when Tahawwur Rana's interrogation begins. And over the next few days, for however long the NIA gets the custody from the court, and also if they need to take him to Mumbai to get more details about that, all that process will follow in days to come.
Indeed, this is a breaking news for all our viewers who have just tuned in to DD India. Tahawwur Rana, 2611 mastermind, has landed in New Delhi. He was extradited from the United States, and his last appeal was rejected in one single line. We have our correspondent Amrit Pal Singh joining us live from outside the NIA headquarters. Amrit, you've just told us that Tahawwur Rana will be here, after doing paperwork and medical tests. How much time would it take for Tahawwur Rana to reach the NIA headquarters, and then the further process will begin?
It could be anything between 40 minutes to 1 hour, because his medical tests have to be done, his formal arrest has to be executed. So I understand that will be done at the Palam Technical Airport itself, and then he'll be brought in a through a secured route, which the Delhi police has secured the route, because given that he's a high security accused in the 2611 terror attacks, which was basically India's 9/11, so he would be accorded high level of security security lest any mischief happens or anything, any threat to his life emanates, because he is a key person now for the NIA to unravel the whole conspiracy of the 2611 and in a sense bring closure and justice to the 2611 case, which has been going on for 16 long years. The only person convicted in that has been tried and convicted is Ajmal Amir Kasab, who was executed way back in 2012. But the other accused, many of them, some of them in Pakistan, one David Coleman Headley languishing in US jails, still remain elusive. So it is for the NIA, Tahawwur Rana's safety, security is of prime concern. Because he is the key link to the chain, how the conspiracy was hatched, where it was hatched, and who all were actually involved in it. How did the money trail flow? So he could shed light on all that. So he's very, very important. So to answer your question, anything between 40 minutes to 1 hour.
Anything between 40 minutes to 1 hour.
Possibly brought here.
Okay. Amritpal, we also told our viewers that there would be several agencies who would be interrogating Tahawwur Rana. Who all are these agencies and what exactly is the protocol of interrogation?
Primarily, NIA would be interrogating him. This case was first tried in the Mumbai court, but after in 2009, the NIA booked an FIR, and in 2011 they filed a charge sheet. He was, the case was transferred here in a Delhi court, in a NIA court. So the primary investigation or the primary prosecution and trial will be held in Delhi court. So Delhi, the NIA will be the prime investigating agency that will be interrogating Tahawwur Hussain Rana. Technically, the Mumbai police can ask for custody of Tahawwur Hussain Rana, because in their own case, he was named in their charge sheet in pretty late in 2023. So, they could technically ask for his custody, but I think the primary investigation would be handled by the NIA, because they are the ones who have filed 4 FIRs in which he is accused on multiple accounts of waging war against the country, of murder, of UAPA. So essentially, NIA would be the prime interrogating or investigating agency in this case.
Exactly. Stay with us, Amritpal. Stay with us. I'll get back to you. We've also been joined by another correspondent of ours, DD India's Shishir Selar, who's joining us from Mumbai. Shishir, Tahawwur Rana 2611 mastermind has landed in Delhi. Indeed, a big win for India, as the Home Minister was also saying that this is in fact an incredible moment, in a big win for India. The Narendra Modi government has made it possible, and also Union Minister Piyush Goyal was also saying that the then government was serving biryani to Ajmal Kasab, and look at the difference. Shishir, what do you have to say on that? How do you react to this big win for India?
Well, absolutely. Looking at this, probably we can say that is a half battle won by the Indian diplomats here and by the Indian officials here when we got the custody of Tahawwur Rana now. Well, obviously, the victims of the 2611 attack expecting that Tahawwur Rana will also be hanged like Ajmal Kasab after following the due procedures of the legal framework, and that's the reason most of the people who are, since morning we are talking, and they're saying that probably the long wait, almost 17 years of wait, they've been waiting for it, and now when finally Tahawwur Rana is Indian custody, Indian officials custody, probably a due course should be followed in it, and particularly Tahawwur Rana should be hanged to death. Nearly 166 people killed in this terror attack, and that's the reason people are quite aggressive about it in Mumbai particularly, and especially those who have actually survivors of this 2611 attack here in Mumbai. But obviously, now if you look at the entire terrorist attack here, the Mumbai police, and it's also quite important. We just heard Amritpal was saying that NIA would be investigating, and obviously NIA would be the prime investigation agency here. But even just a couple of hours back, I spoke to the Special Public Prosecutor Ujwal Nikam, and he stated that probably NIA will have more information than Mumbai Police. Probably now the Mumbai Police and NIA will join hand. The information that Mumbai Police actually gathered during the investigation will be shared with NIA also, and probably we may see that both the agencies will try to get more information about it. And this is not just confined to the NIA. This particular information will also be beneficial for the local police here, because the entire operation, the terrorist act happened in Mumbai, and that's the reason it will be important from Mumbai police perspective as well. They probably try to get information on how this cowardly attack was carried out, who are the persons, and during the course of action, during the investigation, since so many years, even Mumbai police have got some clues, and they will try to connect those dots when they'll get the information from Tahawwur Rana. So obviously NIA is actually investigating it, but going forward, as we see and as we speak, the lapse we have seen that time during 26/11 terror attacks, especially when it comes to intel is concerned, the Mumbai police will try to bridge that gap and probably try to fix those issues were earlier quite vulnerable. That's the reason these investigation and these inquiries of Tahawwur Rana by different agencies is a very important aspect at this point in time.
Shishir, I've been joined by Amritpal Singh also, and you also, and both of you, I would like to say that this makes me really emotional, that what happened in Mumbai back in 2008, 166 people died and many others injured, and indeed is a big win for India. And there is one thing without a doubt, that what this government has done is incredible. Every Indian is feeling proud today. I would like to ask you, Shishir, that could you, for our viewers who've just tuned in to DD India, tell us about the little background of this particular incident, what transpired, what happened, who is Tahawwur Rana, who is Headley, what is the connection between the two? Can you just give us a little background for our viewers who've just tuned in to DD India?
Well, absolutely. Well, looking at this 26/11 attack, it's probably one of the indelible scar on the minds of people here. Since this entire the attack happened here, people have not forgotten it, and that's the reason even the memories are still fresh in the minds of people actually, and especially those who were survivors of it. Well, if you ask the Mumbaikars probably who were present during that time, it's a normal day for Mumbaikars on 26/11 evening. Most of them were going to their house, going to the home from the offices when this incident happened, and that's the reason when we've seen that such a massacre happened, nearly 166 people were killed it, and Mumbai was actually standstill for a couple of days. That never happened because you've seen that Mumbai is always running on its feet.
Yes.
But that particular incident had actually stopped Mumbai for almost 40 years to 60 years, and that's what when Mumbaikars were actually waiting for the justice here. When this news broke in that Tahawwur Rana probably will coming to India, and the Indian agencies will now tried him and will execute him, then probably most of the Mumbaikars were quite happy with this. Well, if you look at why Tahawwur Rana is so important in this case here, because we have seen here that the 10 terrorists came and most of the soldiers have have already killed them during the battle fire here, but the main conspirator was still loop here, and that's the reason Tahawwur Rana and David Coleman Headley, both of them are key conspirator here. These two persons have actually designed that how this terrorist act can be carried out. They have made the meticulous plan here. Tahawwur Rana was in Mumbai before the attack, that's what the official have said, have carried out the recce along with the David Headley. He also gave logistical support to David Coleman Headley. So obviously we can see that how important this person is. He's not just carried out the recce here, who's not just played the plan here, but he was also in touch with the bosses in Pakistan here, and he also provided all those details to the most of the people sitting in Pakistan who were actually executing this plan, and that's the reason he is a main probably we can say key conspirator here, and probably link between we have seen that gunman here and with the main accused sitting in Pakistan, and that's the reason in that perspective Tahawwur Rana can divulge many important details to Indian authority. Well, going forward now, as far as the intel is concerned, as information is concerned, that will be, the Indian agency will retrieve those information from this. But at the same time, the main probably we can focus, we can say the focus of the Indian agency is to get the details of those people who are associated with it, and that too with a substantial proof. Because right now they have got Tahawwur Rana, who is a key conspirator, David Coleman Headley was an approver here, but now we've got the main accused in a custody, and that's the reason when he will divulge those details, and probably we may say that the Indian agencies will have substantial proof to frame those people.
Okay, Shishir. Amritpal Singh is with us. Amritpal, several times I've said to our viewers that the last appeal of Tahawwur Rana was cancelled in one single line by the judge. It certainly goes on to show the US's support to India as well. Do you second that?
Yeah, I mean, the US administration cooperated with the Indians to hand over Tahawwur Rana, but the courts have their own legal process. The courts essentially looked at, he had argued, his lawyers had argued that he's been already tried and exonerated on the ground of, being providing material support to the 26/11 attacks. So it will be double jeopardy. Secondly, he served his time in jail. He served 14 years in jail before he was released during COVID. So it's double jeopardy. But the Indian investigators, the NIA primarily supplied documents to the US court saying that the case against him in India is very, very different, and therefore he needs to be tried in India under the Indian law. And that is why the court saw reason in it, and successive courts, including the US Supreme Court, dismissed his appeal. They heard his appeal, but they dismissed his appeal and ruled in favor of him being extradited to India. The cooperation exists between the two governments. That is to answer your question. Now, on who Tahawwur Rana, David Coleman Headley, if I can briefly come in. If you look at the 2011 charge sheet of the NIA, there are 9 conspirators in total. He's just one of them. The 9 out of them, 7 are Pakistanis, which include Hafiz Mohammad Saeed, Zakiur Rahman Lakhvi, Sajid Mir, Major Iqbal, Major Samir of the ISI, and 2 American nationals. That's David Coleman Headley and Tahawwur Rana. Tahawwur Rana's name came up when David Coleman Headley became an approver and revealed his role. Indians tried to get David Coleman Headley here, but the Americans, he became a plea bargainer. He got 35 years in prison in the United States, and the Bombay court accepted him. He named Abu Jundal as one of the key conspirators in the attacks. So there are still 7 Pakistanis in Pakistan, including Hafiz Mohammad Saeed, as I said, Sajid Mir, Major Iqbal, Major Samir. These people, Zakiur Rahman Lakhvi,
were on the run?
Are in Pakistan. They have been convicted under various court cases in their courts, and they say that they are serving their terms. But we do obviously know that Hafiz Saeed is under some kind of a home protection or a house arrest, if such were to be called. Major Samir and Major Iqbal, of course, are from the Pakistani army. Sid, one sec.
All right.
They are from the Pakistani army. So the Pakistani army wouldn't touch its own men. Yes, please.
Amrit, I earlier also told our viewers that when this horrific incident took place in 2008, you covered it extensively, Amrit, and you also recounted what happened there. 2008 and it's 2025. So many years you're still covering this. How big this win is for India?
It is a victory in the sense that you've been able to get a key conspirator here who was fairly involved at a higher level, at a fairly higher level. So it will help you unravel the whole case and the conspiracy. And then, when you put out the case, Pakistan will continue to remain in denial. If you look at their Foreign Office statement that has come in today, they have said that Tahawwur Rana is no longer a Pakistani citizen. He hasn't renewed his documents. He's a Canadian citizen. So they, in a way, washed their hands off him. Remember, he was a doctor in the Pakistan Medical Corps. He was a serving officer in the Pakistan Army. Now, the issue of how important this is, you'll be able to show the world the real face of Pakistan. One. Second, it is also, it sort of signifies or puts out the importance of the counter-terrorism cooperation between the United States and India, because it was an attack which happened on your soil. So they did cooperate with you and handed over Tahawwur Rana to you.
Okay. Amritpal, you told us earlier that Tahawwur Rana will be, agencies will be completing some paperwork at the airport, and then after that, some medical tests. How it actually goes? What sort of medical tests, take place? And then, what happens after he will come to the NIA headquarters? Will he be interrogated suddenly, or will he be, given some time, and then, the virtual court, he'll be presented, in the court of law virtually? What is the timeline? What is the protocol? Can you just tell us for our viewers?
Okay, whenever any investigating agency or the police arrests you, they get a medical done. That is a general procedure under criminal law. They get a medical test done to know what your condition really is, and that is produced in court. It will be done in his case also. The NIA will formally take him, will put him under arrest. They'll formally arrest him, which is a procedure, which involves a procedure. Arrest is a formal procedure. So you issue an arrest warrant, and then he signs on the warrant, and then right now he's on what is called as a surrender warrant. After that, the medical tests happen. Then whenever the police arrests you or any investigating agency arrests you, they have to produce you in the court within 24 hours. Given that he's a high security accused, he may not be physically moved. He has to be presented in front of the judge. So that could be done through video conferencing, as is generally seen in such kind of cases, to avoid inconvenience to people and also the threat to his life.
Yeah.
Because, he's, after all, he has links with the Lashkar-e-Taiba, and the Lashkar-e-Taiba does have sleeper cells in this country. They would want to eliminate him lest he spills the beans, or spills more beans than we already know. Then he's presented. They will argue for a police custody. There are two kinds of custodies. One is called a judicial custody, where you're sent to jail pending your case. In that case, he'll be lodged in Tihar. But before that, the police takes you on police custody, with the NIA would want to interrogate him. That means he's with the investigating agency pending the case. Because they need to know to file the additional charge sheet if they have to, and for the prosecution to argue on their behalf that what really happened and how things unfolded. Where was the conspiracy hatched? Who all were involved? What was the money trail? Did Lashkar-e-Taiba pay him? Was he the funder? Was ISI collaborating? What was the role of various actors? Are there more actors that we don't know of? For example, we only got to know of him in 2009 when he was in 2009 when they arrested him. The Americans arrested him for a very different case, for an attack, for a foiled terror plot on a Danish newspaper. So then David Coleman Headley revealed that this is this man and this is the role he played. So
and for that, I suppose for that he got 2 years of prison as well. He was put behind the bars for 2 years.
He served a 14-year sentence there. Yeah. He was released in 2020. He served a sentence there. He was sentenced by the Chicago court in 2010. So he was awarded a 14-year sentence. He served his time in jail. He was released on humanitarian grounds because he said he was ill, and he was released during COVID. So he served his time in prison there.
Okay, yes. Amritpal, I'll come back to you. We also have Shishir Salar from Mumbai. You're joining us live. Shishir, before I came to the studio today, when I was going and I went to the market, everyone today was talking about this particular case. Everyone was talking about when is Tahawwur Rana coming. Everyone is asking each other, and this speaks volumes about the fact that how important it was even for the common people. They were waiting for this. You had a word with people there in Mumbai. What are they saying? Because it happened in Mumbai, and like you said, that Mumbai is always, running. It's always lively. It's always, very, very energetic. So what are people saying in Mumbai?
Well, absolutely. It's the spirit of Mumbai that keeps Mumbai awake every time. And even this time around also, we have seen one such incident at evening in 2611 in 2008, and now we have seen this evening where Tahawwur Rana is now extradited and is now in Delhi right now, and the Indian officials, and that's the reason people are quite happy with it. Well, people are expecting him that he should as well should get the punishment as we have seen the Ajmal Kasab also was hanged. But obviously, with the purview of what exactly the legal procedures need to be followed, people want that to happen, and that exactly same thing happened during the time of Ajmal Kasab, the sole survivor of this attack here, when Tukaram Omble, the Mumbai police official, have actually captured him alive, though during the battle he lost his life. But that was a breakthrough that the authorities have got. We got some of the important information from Ajmal Kasab, and then onward we started connecting those dots here. And that's the reason even the Mumbaikars think that there have been soldiers who martyred here, and they are martyred just to save the city and the people of the city. And that's the reason now Tahawwur Rana is in India's custody, in officials' custody here. They want the Indian authority to execute him as per the legal procedures. Even though it's 17 years, no matter how much time it takes, even now or going forward as well, to gather information, to frame charges, to complete the judicial process. People are ready to wait, but people want him, justice to be delivered to them, and that's the reason even the survivors also and the common Mumbaikars also expecting the same, that this kind of act should not happen. This was quite a different act. It was the nature of this terrorist attack was different, because the Mumbai has never seen this kind of attack, in the past year. There actually been history when we have several, we have seen the bomb blast happen in Mumbai, the serial bomb blast happened in Mumbai. But this time around, it was a different nature of act, and that's the reason Mumbaikars, even though Mumbaikars were shocked, but now Mumbaikars are confident that they have full faith on the judicial system. We have seen in the past that no justice delivered to them, and even going forward now we have seen the face of the main conspirators here. They're expecting that even now also the Indian judicial system will definitely give them justice through the stipulated regulatory and the judicial process that India always follow, and this time around as well. And that's the reason when I said earlier, it was a battle. It was a battle of this legal battle as well as the diplomatic battle that India have been fighting since last 17 years. And now, it's officials who's working in the courts, it's intelligence officials who's gathering information. It is a victory for them. It's an achievement for them. And people also knows that it is not an easy task for officials to carry out such a kind of entire investigation, because it's not just happening in India. We've actually convinced the US courts also. We have given them proof here. The police especially have done their on-ground investigation. They have collected many important data. This data has been given to the authorities here. Authorities have connected dots. We have seen here the lawyers have actually stood in the court and presented those facts given here. At the same time, we've seen our officials who's also putting diplomatic officials also putting a pressure on the other countries as well as far as the extradition is concerned. So obviously, the multifaceted kind of work that the Indian government have done, people have seen it since last 17 years, and that's the reason now it's a time that they will get the justice.
Indeed, Shishir, and also reflects people's faith in the government, especially especially after 2014, the way people started believing in the government, and government has left no stone unturned to make sure that there are no such activities. In fact, the security, the intelligence, everything is just strengthened. What are people's views about it in Mumbai when you talk to them?
Absolutely. Well, let me share you one of my experience when I was talking on the streets of Mumbai here.
Yeah, please.
Especially those who actually seen the early 2000 era, probably those who have seen the 90s, late 90s, early 90s also. Because as I just mentioned a few minutes back that this is not one of the incidents which happened in Mumbai. In the past, it has happened in Mumbai. It's 1993 bomb blast where I'm standing right now. This is South Mumbai. Same area, the Mumbai, we have seen another, one of the terrorist, probably the first terrorist attack, in a coordinated manner in 1993. After that, we have seen the serial bomb blast. So obviously, people have seen these kind of activities here. But what people are thinking about it, that even though the terrorist activity used to happen in Mumbai, but no strong action was taken earlier. India used to send dossier to Pakistan. India used to say that there is a cross-border terrorism affecting India, but no strict action was taken against perpetrators, and that's what the people are saying. But this time around, after the current government have resumed here, they have seen that action is still happening here. Well, obviously, when leaders, most of the people have said that when the leaders goes on a global platform, they always talk about the development and what the country is doing. But our leaders also talked about how India is affected because of terrorism, and is not just confined to that. You also talked about that how the cross-border terrorism in India has affected the different society here, and it's not just affecting India. Let me remind you that Prime Minister once have said that it's not just the India's terrorism is not just India's problem. The cross-border terrorism is not India's problem; it's a world's problem. People recognize that, especially when Prime Minister was talking about this particular incident here on a global platform here, because most of the Mumbaikars have actually experienced it. So obviously, talking about it on almost all the important international platforms here, we have convinced the fraternity, we have convinced the international fraternity that what actually happening here. And that's the reason when we talk about it, at the same time our authorities are also working in this regard, and that's the reason they're collecting all the proof and substantial proof and going on the international platforms here. The entire thing the Mumbaikars have seen here, and that's the reason now they have a faith that the government, the current regime will definitely work on it. At the same time, judicial system will also is quite robust at this point in time, because they have seen how the Ajmal Kasab had been executed here, in the court of law, and that's the reason they have a confidence that the judiciary as well as government are working hand in hand, and that's the reason justice will be delivered this time around as well.
Shishir, my colleague Amritpal Singh was saying that, one thing is for sure, that this extradition of Tahawwur Rana will show the world the real face of Pakistan. How do you react to that?
Well, absolutely. Well, this extradition is quite important, and it has a different point that we need to see here. First of all, it's actually delivering justice to all the victims here, almost even after 17 years, but it's delivering justice to all the victims here. The second important aspect, I would say that, we will talk about the cross-border terrorism, but this time around, India have shown that the authorities is working on the cross-border legal actions also. Even if you carried out any terrorist activity anywhere in the country, and probably if you are looped and take a shield of a different country, in spite of that, we can say that the person will be bring back to the country and will be giving justice here. So this is the second important aspect that we have seen here. The third important aspect, the relation that we're talking about, the India-US relationship. Just few months back, Prime Minister was in USA, and the United States President Donald Trump have mentioned about this fact, have recognized that how important this case for India is, and what kind of cowardly attack has happened in the past, and that's the reason this is another important aspect. The fourth one is that now all the global attention again coming back to the 26/11 terror attack. We have been talking about it in India, but when we talk about it on a global platform, earlier people must have not noticed it, but now when we've got all the substantial proof here with all the details, and it has been executed in the US court also, and now the charges will be framed in Indian court as well. Now the entire world will look after this particular incident, and they will see that how India actually have been following all those legal procedures, even though there was a delay, but justice was not denied. So that's also another important aspect that India is working upon. So this extradition, we have to see not just a common extradition here, but all these aspects are also connected to this particular incident, and that's the reason it's quite important from India's perspective.
Definitely. Stay with us, Shishir and Amritpal. I would like to tell all our viewers who've just tuned in to DD India, 26/11 mastermind Tahawwur Rana has landed in New Delhi. Indeed, is a big win for India, and DD India is on an extensive coverage of this. I've been joined by my two correspondent. Amritpal Singh is joining me from outside the NIA headquarters, and also Shishir Selar is joining me from Mumbai. Also, senior advocate Dayan Krishnan and Special Public Prosecutor for NIA, Advocate Narendran Maan, have arrived at Patiala House Court in Delhi ahead of Tahawwur Rana's appearance before the court. Rana's flight landed in New Delhi and is being brought to New Delhi from the US for investigation. 26/11 mastermind Tahawwur Rana was extradited from the United States. His last appeal was cancelled within single line. I've been joined by my correspondent Amritpal Singh, who is standing outside the NIA headquarters. Amritpal, what is happening now outside the NIA headquarters? What is the movement If
Well,
you
the
can just-
security is being beefed up. If I can ask my camera person
Yeah.
to show you, this is what for the scene outside the NIA headquarters. The anti-riot gear of the Delhi police is active. There is CRPF that has been deployed here. Commandos of both the CRPF and Delhi police with anti-riot vehicles. So this whole road leading up to the NIA headquarters has been blocked. All roads leading to here have been blocked. So essentially they are beefing up security because he's expected to be brought here. An interrogation room has been made in this building behind me. As you say, the special public prosecutor has arrived at the Patiala House Courts, and in the morning also we saw security being beefed up. So it could possibly be that from Palam Strait they take him to Patiala House Courts, produce him in front of the judge who may sit at this hour and and plead for police custody, which is up to the judge to grant. But most likely the NIA is likely to get police custody, and they are likely to bring him here to the NIA headquarters for the further procedure of interrogating him.
Definitely, we've just shown our viewers who just tuned into DD India what is the atmosphere now right outside the NIA quarters, as DD India is on an extensive coverage as 2611 mastermind Tahawwur Rana has landed in New Delhi. Some paperwork were done, then medical tests, and then he will be taken to the NIA headquarters. We have our correspondents Amritpal Singh and Shishir Sela, two brilliant correspondents of DD India who are covering this particular case. Shishir, I would like to go to you now. I would like to ask you that, Mumbai police can also ask, for Tahawwur Rana. Now, how do you see that? Will they do it?
Well, absolutely. We need to understand here that the local police is also investigating this case here, and that's the reason even they have got some intel during the course of investigation. They've also got some of the questions here which probably they're even seeking for answer from Tahawwur Rana because he was here. So obviously, how Tahawwur Rana actually landed in Mumbai. Was there any other contact of Tahawwur Rana in Mumbai? Is there any local support he got from Mumbai or not? So these are the important probably aspects and the questions that Mumbai police will definitely have in their mind. When they will get a chance, probably they will definitely try to investigate Tahawwur Rana and try to get those answers here, because again that is also one of the important aspects in this case here, because local intelligence also plays an important role here. What we've seen post 2014 here, the central agencies, the state agencies and also the local police have been coordinated quite well, and that's the reason the information that these agencies are getting have been disseminated at various levels here, and probably that's the reason we see a very good coordinated effort at all the level. So that's the reason this investigation from local police perspective is also quite important here. NIA will definitely have these questions in their mind, but obviously a larger picture that NIA will keep in mind. As far as the local aspects is concerned, the Mumbai police, as I told you that during course of investigation, the details they have found, they will try to get those information. During the Ajmal Kasab case also, the Mumbai police have actually tried to get all those information here, that how and these all these terrorists came to Mumbai. After coming to Mumbai, what are their plan to execute here, and who have actually given them entire kind of we can say a blueprint of this city here to move to their designated locations here. So these are the information that try to get from the Ajmal Kasab, and subsequently we have seen that when the NIA took over the case, they have seen some of the important name actually came in picture, because NIA, as I told you, that actually investigated from a wider perspective, because most of the national persons were also involved in it. That's the reason NIA played quite a crucial role here. But when it comes to local investigation and connecting those dots with the international conspiracy also, this plays quite an important role, and that's the reason even the Mumbai police will probably in the future get a chance to interrogate Tahawwur Rana, and they will try to get those information also from Tahawwur Rana as far as the Mumbai attack is concerned.
Definitely. Amritpal, you just heard Shishir Salar saying that the investigation by the Mumbai police will also play a pivotal role. Would you like to say anything on that?
Before I answer that question, I'd like to share some information with you. Right now, Tahawwur Hussain Rana is at the Delhi airport, Palam Technical Airport. His medical test is being done. He has been formally arrested by the NIA. He's been then straight taken to the Patiala House Court, where the district court judge, whose case who the NIA terror court judge will sit at 7:30. Tahawwur Rana will arrive there. The NIA will try and seek a police custody. If they get the police custody, then they bring him straight here. So this is, and then the interrogation begins. Now this is the process which happens. His medical etc. is being done right now. That's the information I just received. On the Mumbai police case, to your question now, whenever a crime happens, the prime investigating agency is the agency in that in whose jurisdiction that crime has taken place. So clearly, this crime took place in the physical jurisdiction of the Mumbai police. But as we have seen in cases, there are cases, if they are high-profile cases or have ramifications nationally or otherwise, they are transferred to central agencies like CBI, like NIA. In this case, the NIA. It is unlikely that the Mumbai police would want to, because the NIA would cooperate with the Mumbai police would want to cooperate with the NIA, because they are the ones who have filed the FIR now, though technically the Mumbai police's FIR is still valid. But because there is one investigating agency which is doing the case, and secondly, he was not the guy who executed the attacks. He was the guy who was the conspirator. So really, looking at the conspiracy, apparently was hatched outside India. So part of that conspiracy would have been executed here. He did recce's, etc. That's true. But I mean, he was not one of the 10 hitmen squad that executed 2611. He did few recce's on the 18th and 19th of November, days before that. He facilitated David Coleman Headley. So he is involved in the crime. But his bigger crime really is the planning and of the conspiracy to execute the plot, to the 2611 plot. So now that has linkages with players outside India, especially in Pakistan. So the NIA is more equipped to do that investigation. So I think because both are Indian polices, right now the trial court here in Delhi has already asked for all the material which was there in the Mumbai trial court. So it's very, very clear that the trial most likely would happen here in Delhi. As I said, technically the Mumbai police can ask for custody of Tahawwur Rana, but because this has national and international ramifications, the likelihood of that seems less likely.
Amritpal, you were earlier talking about the charge sheet which was prepared, in which 9 names were listed, 7 were Pakistanis. Is there any possibility that those on the run would be punished here on the land of Bharat?
7 Pakistanis, 2 American nationals. One is Tahawwur Rana and the other is David Coleman Headley. David Coleman Headley has already turned approver. The court has granted him a pardon. So he will languish in US courts for 35 years. He has been convicted. You're not getting David Coleman Headley. Tahawwur, you've got Hafiz Mohammed Saeed, Sajid Mir, Abdur Rahman Hashim, Zakiur Rahman Lakweed. Now these are people who you have asked Pakistan during the 2611 trial repeatedly. You have given them evidence, but they say it's not actionable evidence. They say we have looked at the evidence, we can't hand them over to you. We've tried them in our own courts. We've sentenced them. Major Samir and Major Iqbal, because they were officers of the Pakistan military. Pakistan does not acknowledge that any such names exist in the Pakistan army. As I said, they wouldn't want to touch their own men. But there have been phone transcripts and phone intercepts which clearly prove the voice samples that these guys were actively watching television and in touch with the executors of 2611 on satellite phones from that control center in Karachi, from where this whole operation was being coordinated on that day. So, or in the 3 days that this followed, 3 or 4 days it followed, 60 hours. So it looks unlikely that Pakistan will continue to be in denial. It looks very unlikely right now that Pakistan will hand them over to you.
Okay, unlikely. For all our viewers who've just tuned in to DD India, we would like to tell that 2611 mastermind Tahawwur Rana has landed in New Delhi, and according to the latest updates, he is undergoing some medical tests. After that, he will be brought to the NIA headquarters. We have two of our correspondents, Amritpal Singh, who is joining us from outside the NIA headquarters, and also Shishir Selar, who is joining us from Mumbai. This indeed is a big win for India. Home Minister Amit Shah has also said that this indeed is a proud moment and a big win for India. Union Minister Piyush Goyal also said that this is a proud moment for everyone. The earlier government had also served biryani to Ajmal Kasab, but this time around, Prime Minister Narendra Modi promised to the government that the extradition of Tahawwur Rana will take place, and today is the day that he is extradited from United States to India. His last appeal was rejected by the US court in a single line, and he was extradited to India just a while back. 25 minutes back, he landed in New Delhi, and he's currently undergoing medical tests. This is the protocol. First, some paperwork were done, and then medical tests, and after that, he will be brought to the NIA headquarters. Also, senior advocate Dayan Krishnan and special public prosecutor for NIA, Advocate Narendra Mann, have arrived at Patiala House Court in Delhi ahead of Tahawwur Rana's appearance before the court. We saw some of the visuals. The security has been beefed up, around there. And as per our correspondents, the latest news that we are getting for us is that Tahawwur Rana is undergoing some medical tests, and it takes about 30 to 40 minutes, to reach him into the NIA headquarters. The security there is also beefed up. Several agencies have beefed up security outside the NIA headquarters. This is the latest that we are getting for you, and these are the visuals that we are showing to you. These are the live visuals from the Palam airport, where 2611 mastermind Tahawwur Rana has landed, and after the medical tests, like our correspondent said, after some paperwork and some medical tests, he will be brought to the NIA headquarters. This is the extensive coverage by DD India. Two of our correspondents are there, one outside the NIA headquarters, Amritpal Singh, and the other one outside in Mumbai. This is the place from where Tahawwur Rana will come after undergoing medical tests, which is part of the protocol. Before that, some paperwork were done. He landed before 25 minutes back. He landed in New Delhi. Indeed, is a big win for India. In a short while from now, we'll also make you listen to the statements by Home Minister Amit Shah and also Union Minister Piyush Goyal, who said that this indeed is a proud moment for India. Now, Shishir, I would like to ask you that did you have a word with any of the families of 2611 victims, which is 9/11 of India?
Well, absolutely. Well, since morning, actually, we've been trying to get in touch with the victims of the 2611 terror attack. We spoke to Tukaram Umle's daughter. She is in Mumbai. Tukaram Umle is a person who actually captured Ajmal Kasab. He took bullets in his stomach while capturing him and was martyred here. And we have seen that other Mumbai police have captured Ajmal Kasab alive, and that's what breakthrough. This incident happened. We spoke to her and she was quite happy with it. She said that her dad actually laid his life for the sake of this country here, for the city here, and that's the reason now when we see that the authorities are working in this and probably we're actually arresting the perpetrators here. Probably she said that now the justice will be delivered to all those who've actually lost their life for securing a country and for securing a city as well. These are the same sentiments we've been hearing from those who are survivors of here. Well, some of them are quite aggressive at this point in time. They've said that even though it's 17 years and all the proofs is already in the hands of the government here, why government is not hanging them straight away? But obviously, it is what the emotion is because the trauma they have gone through and the pain they have suffered, during the attack. We can understand the emotions here. But at the same time, few people are actually waiting, for the due course of action to be taken place here and proper, in proper judicial framework, that government is working on, and probably they have full faith on it. And that's the reason it's not just a matter that how he will be executed, but at the same time they want that when the justice will be delivered to them, at the same time, actually they think that this kind of act should not happen again, and that's the reason the government should be prepared well in advance to tackle this kind of situation in the future as well. Well, authority are well in at this probably we can say in a space that probably they have got those information. We may say that they are probably in a well shape to tackle this kind of incident in the future as well. And that's the reason what we have learned so far from this particular attack is that how to make ourselves equipped. Well, later, immediately after the attack, we've seen that the authorities swung into action. The intelligence agencies, the police force, the government and the officials also have taken several decisions here. But now these people are again asking that we need to cross-check those facts here, that whether the steps that the government have taken, are those steps enough for this kind of act happen, even if it happen in future as well. And that's the reason we have to be future ready for this kind of act here. So obviously it's just a matter of what we have seen here, that 17 years, but at the same time, when the justice will be delivered, people will be quite happy with this. And probably at the same time, they were asking this question to the authorities also, that they should be prepared in future as well.
But definitely, Shishir, this is a new India, this is a new Bharat, and I am very certain that we are all set, all ready for these sort of situation, if at all, they will emerge in future. With a very heavy heart, Shishir, and I'm very emotional while saying this, back then in 2008, when this incident happened, 166 people died and several others injured. Horrific incident and a heinous act of crime that was committed. And today is certainly a big win for India. It's a proud moment for everyone, for every Indian, that Tahawwur Rana, the mastermind of 26/11, which is said to be 9/11 of India, has landed in New Delhi, currently undergoing medical tests at Palam Airport. And we just showed you, viewers, the live visuals of Palam Airport, from where here are the visuals on your screen, in fact, from where Tahawwur Rana will be taken outside, and then he will be taken to the NIA headquarters, where our correspondent Amritpal Singh is also there. Shishir, did you have a word with the police there? Did you get a chance to talk to police there? What are they saying? What kind of protocol will be followed by the Mumbai police, if at all they will be asking for the custody of Tahawwur Rana? Because like Amritpal said, that they can ask for the custody of Tahawwur Rana.
Well, absolutely. So far, the Mumbai police on record has not mentioned any such kind of things to media here. We did ask to officials here, and we've got the reply that probably the NI is investigating right now all these details from Tahawwur Rana, and probably whatever the information that NI get probably will get. The Mumbai police will also get information about it. But when we ask about this particular question, that are you going to ask about the the investigation also of Tahawwur Rana in this case here, or the custody of Tahawwur Rana in Mumbai, the Mumbai police have said that this is too early at this point in time. The Mumbai police said that some of the officials have stated that the future, the entire course of action will happen from NIA side now, because they've also shared all the information with the NIA, and the NIA is main investigating agencies here. But if they get a chance, then probably they will try to investigate Tahawwur Rana and try to get some of the answers from Tahawwur Rana as far as this investigation is concerned.
Definitely. Amritpal, I would like to ask you that what this extradition mean when it comes to the India-US counter-terrorism cooperation?
Oh, that means your counter-terror cooperation is going strong. That means they realize that terrorist activities conducted on your soil are equally important as their concerns. That means they are together in the fight against terror with you, not just in words but in actions. It means that after the Trump administration came in, he very quickly extradited Tahawwur Rana and has said that for the other criminals that you've asked for, there is a long list of criminals, not in this case but other cases. He said he would extradite them. So there's clearly cooperation, good cooperation between the two countries going on here. That also means that Tahawwur Rana went through the judicial motions there. He was tried by the US courts. He was sentenced also to a 14-year prison, of which he served quite a significant sentence there because he has been technically in jail since 2009. His arrest since 2009. So he's been tried there. Though the count of material support to 2611 attacks fell, but he was convicted on count of providing support to the Lashkar-e-Taiba. So clearly, his link with Lashkar-e-Taiba is established there in the US courts. That's what it means, Siddharth.
Amritpal, I'm not. We've talked a lot about the last appeal of Tahawwur Rana, but in previous appeals as well, he gave several excuses. That he's not well, he's having some medical conditions, but all that was sidelined. And today is the day when he's extradited to India and landed, in fact, in New Delhi, going.
Any accused, Siddharth, is entitled to seeking, justice or putting the grounds that he puts forward. So he has done that. He can do that here itself. A fair process of law would follow, as in the case of Ajmal Amir Kasab. He raised the question of double jeopardy. The US courts considered it. The US courts saw the additional information given to them by the National Investigating Agency, the documents provided by the Government of India. They considered it, and then they ruled that it is a fit case for extradition. He raised other questions about that he could be tortured in Indian jails, that the conditions of Indian jails were not good enough. The Indian government provided material saying that we are a signatory to the UN anti-torture convention. This is an unlikely formulation that he has in his head. So the US courts, after considering what the Indian response was, felt assured that there was enough case to link and try linking Tahawwur Rana to the 26 attacks, which need to be investigated by the Indian agencies, and if found enough, a fair trial in the Indian judicial system can take place, and the conditions in the Indian jails or the Indian jail system is good enough for under trials to live there, and also the convicts to live there, and after considering them, he was handed over to India.
Okay, Amritpal, would you like to tell us any update regarding where you are standing right now outside NIA headquarters? Has there been any new activity, new movement?
If I can ask my camera person to again show you, this is the scenario outside the NIA headquarters here in the national capital. There is a massive police deployment. You can see police personnel outside within the NIA headquarters. Also, it's a pretty well secured building. The Delhi police and the CRPF commandos are both armed and unarmed. The riot gear of the Delhi police is here. Their anti-riot vehicles, riot control vehicles are here. So security has been beefed up. This whole roads leading to this have been barricaded. No traffic is being allowed. Only media is allowed here. And we also had to walk down up till here. For vehicular movement, though this is a thoroughfare otherwise on normal days, but it has been completely sealed off given the security concerns that the NIA has and the Delhi police has for the safety and security of Tahawwur Rana while he's in custody.
Definitely, for all those viewers who've just tuned in to DD India, we just showed what is the atmosphere outside the NIA headquarters. Massive police deployment, as our correspondent Amritpal Singh briefed, and no one is allowed around the premises. Only media is allowed, and that too they had to walk. Pretty tight security there outside the NIA headquarters. For viewers who just tuned in to DD India, 2611 mastermind Tahawwur Rana has been extradited from United States to India, and he has in fact a while ago landed in New Delhi. Currently, as per the latest updates, undergoing medical tests, and after that he will be going to the NIA headquarters. Apart from that, this is a protocol that's being followed. We also showed you the live visuals of the Palam airport where Tahawwur Rana currently is undergoing medical tests, and he will be taken out and will be taken to the NIA headquarters. In fact, this is a big win for the entire country. Every citizen of this country today, perhaps, in fact, I'm certain that is feeling proud. And earlier, Home Minister Amit Shah has also said that this is a big moment. This is a big win. The Narendra Modi government has made it possible to extradite Tahawwur Rana from the United States to India, that he has landed there at the Palam airport, currently undergoing medical test, part of the protocol. We have two of our correspondents covering this event extensively. Amritpal Singh, who's standing outside the NIA headquarters, and also Shishir Selar, who's there in Mumbai, talking to us about how emotional and how sentimental people are there in Mumbai, because back then in 2008, that was the place where this horrific incident happened. This heinous act of crime took place, which killed 166 people and many others were injured. And today also that those voices still resonate. It's been 17 years since 2008, but still people are very emotional there in Mumbai. As per our correspondents, Mumbai police can also ask for the custody of Tahawwur Rana, but the primary investigation will be done by the NIA, and the NIA and Mumbai police will join hands, because the ultimate motive is to actually take out as much information as it's possible. Also, according to our correspondent Amritpal Singh, when the charge sheet was filed, there were 9 names, 2 of David Coleman Headley and also Tahawwur Rana, and apart from that there were 7 others who are Pakistanis. Going back to our correspondent Shishir Selar, who is joining us from Mumbai. Shishir, we've been talking about the emotional angle associated with this particular thing. How people, everyone, not just the families of the victims, but entire Mumbai, because this horrific act, like I said, happened in Mumbai. Everyone is very sentimental today. You might have had a word with a lot of people since morning. You also said that you're trying to chase the families of the 2611 victims. How emotional are people there? What actually they are saying? Because everything will take place according to the procedure, but still people are very emotional because of this, and also must have been feeling proud about it.
Well, absolutely. It's not just proud, but they also have the faith in the judicial system, and that's the reason, even if it is a 17 years long wait, we have seen here in this case, in spite of that, the people are quite, at this point in time, optimistic about that. Tahawwur Rana will, probably, all the terrorist survivors probably will get justice here, and that's the reason even they've been waited here. Now the actual process will start here. The authorities, because now we have seen that Tahawwur Rana is in Indian custody, and the authorities will ask the question, but at the same time the court procedure will start, and the authorities will give all those proof in the court, and probably Tahawwur Rana will bring to the justice here. Demands probably, if you talk about from the Mumbaikars, actually, they've been saying that he should be hanged till death, like Ajmal Kasab been punished here after the due course of action, legal action been taken against him. Well, let me share the one incident during that time when Ajmal Kasab was actually got arrested here. When Ajmal Kasab have been tried by the investigated by the police, and he was presented brought to the court here, so no lawyer was available for him to take his case here. But at the same time, it's probably, we can say, the beauty of the Indian judicial system. The court have actually designated one lawyer here, the public prosecutor, who is actually for the case from Ajmal Kasab's perspective.
I'll get back to you.
He did ask the question that why exactly.
Shishir, we also have our correspondent Vishal Beristo, who is joining us from outside the Palam airport. What is the latest update that you are getting for us, Vishal? Because we heard that Tahawwur Rana was undergoing medical tests after he landed in New Delhi. What is the latest that you are getting for us?
Well, I'm standing just outside the Palam Air Force Station, and the Tahawwur Rana's plane landed at 6:20 in the evening. Now the paperwork is on. From here he would be taken to the Patiala House Court. He is expected to be produced in the Patiala House Court by 8 p.m. Then thereafter the National Investigation Agency would seek for his custody for his remand, and then the further investigations would continue. There are multiple agencies, not only the NIA but also the RAW and IB, and in fact IB officers were there in the special flight which took Tahawwur Rana from Los Angeles to Dubai and Dubai to New Delhi. So a long wait of 17 years and justice for 166 people who died, and also martyrs of Mumbai police who gave their life in this attack. Now this is the day for their justice, and it's a long wait, but thankfully, because of the commitment and a strong government at the center, it's a diplomatic victory for India as well, because a lot of channels were used by India.
Correspondent Vishal Beristo, who's joining us from outside the Palam airport. He just gave us the latest update after Tahawwur Rana landed in New Delhi. The paperwork, as part of the protocol is done as, confirmed by a correspondent who's just standing right outside the Palam airport. And he said that medical tests are under, Tahawwur Rana is undergoing medical tests. And after that, he's expected to be taken to the Patiala House Court, where the NIA will seek his custody. And he also said that not just NIA, there are multiple agencies who will be interrogating Tahawwur Rana, including the RAW and IB. Apart from that, he said that it's a day of justice for the 166 people who were brutally, killed in that horrific incident that took place in 2008 and 26/11, which is also considered as the 9/11 of India. And not just for the 166 people there in India. There were several others who also got injured, and it's justice for 166 people. It's justice for multiple people who got injured, and also justice for the emotions and also this long duration of so many years after 2008. It's 2025, when Tahawwur Rana has now landed in New Delhi. We have our correspondents with us, Shishir Shila joining us from Mumbai, and Amritpal Singh joining us from outside NIA headquarters. Amrit, we just had a word with Vishal Beristo. You might have listened that the paperwork as part of the protocol is completed. Now he's undergoing medical tests. After that, he's expected to be brought to the Patiala House Court, but no such virtual hearings.
Yes, he's being presented physically in the Patiala House Court. Earlier, because information here is hard to come by, so they had considered producing him virtually because of his security, but the Delhi police would have felt confident that they could provide security and it could be physically presented before the judge.
Indeed. Amritpal, we also heard that, we've been saying this to our viewers that it's not just NIA, there are multiple agencies who will be interrogating Tahawwur Rana, NIA being the primary, interrogating agency, and RAW and also IB, as said by Vishal. So how is the protocol like? Primarily, NIA will interrogate, and then after that, RAW, IB, or how it goes?
Look, for the purposes of prosecution, the investigating agency is the NIA, the National Investigation Agency. They would be the ones who will be, doing the primary investigation. The other two intelligence agencies that you named, their officers may be sitting in the interrogation because it has ramifications internationally. The information that he shares, say NIA cannot process that information in foreign countries, but the external intelligence agency of the country will further process that information, or pieces of information given what information they have there coming in from from the ground outside. So they are relevant agencies. The IB, because that is the internal investigation agency. So was there local support? What kind of local support was there? Who facilitated that local support? Are there still terrorist cells active, etc.? So, or if he reveals, I mean, we don't know what he will reveal, but if he reveals more things that could lead to more further, unraveling of an extensive network. So that is why the internal intelligence agency comes in. So their officers could be present, but for the purposes of prosecution, essentially the NIA is the primary investigation agency.
All right. Amritpal, a tradition of Tahawwur Rana sends a message to the world from India. It has in fact, revealed the real face of Pakistan. There's also one message which goes out from here, is that how strong we have become over the years, what is our strength, and we have become stronger and stronger in every area as possible, and this as well.
26/11 was quite a game changer when it comes to the internal security of the country. In a way, the way it was carried out, the whole brutality of it shocked not just the agencies, not just the security agencies, not just the government, but the common man of this country. And that whole bloody massacre played out in a very gruesome fashion for 60 long years on Indian television. So it shocked the conscience of the country. So that started a debate in the internal security of their country. Conspiracies against your country will always be hatched on foreign soils. When you have when you have enemies, and in some quarters inimical neighbors. How you avert that is by strengthening your own internal security network and try and minimize, if not completely eliminate, the terror attacks on your country. Terror attacks have happened after 26/11, but they have considerably reduced. You have become wiser, your security dynamics have improved. So things have gotten better. For example, you learned from 26/11 experience that, say, earlier the NSG, your key anti-terror organization, was based, rescuing hostages from a hostage situation, was based here in Delhi. So you took a review of that. So you made 5 hubs around the country so that they could reach earlier, because it took some time for them to reach. There were lessons learned, and yes, you're right, things have improved over the time.
Indeed. Shishir, now I want to ask you that we were talking about the emotional angle, when it comes to the families of 26/11 victims and also other people, because this horrific and cowardly act happened in Mumbai. Shishir, I would like to ask you that there are some places there. There are some places there in Mumbai where this incident took place. People must be really, really emotional, still today when they visit those places.
Well, absolutely. But before that, I want to add some of the points that just Amritpal have mentioned here, that what exactly has changed so far after 26/11 attack. From Mumbai perspective, let me add few things here. Earlier, probably we can say that this particular 26/11 terror attack has actually made us to understand that there are loopholes in some of the security agencies here, and probably the way we've been securing our important cities. For example, a city like Mumbai, which has a vast coastline here, the security of the coastline is also of the utmost importance here, and that's the reason what the government have done. They have given the speed boats to the Mumbai police so that they can patrol the entire coastline probably here, and if any kind of untoward situation happens, or if they find any different activities here on the coastline, they can immediately come into action and probably will take hold of the situation. So the first thing that. The second important aspect is, of course, how we can equip our security forces. The Mumbai police earlier using the different weapons, but later on we have seen a special task force have been set up in Mumbai, and the police have been given some of the important weapons here, state-of-the-art technology also, so that even the local police can tackle this kind of situation in future as well, if this kind of situation happens. And that's the reason that is also one of the learning experience for the Mumbai perspective here. The third important aspect that we're talking about is, of course, how we can disseminate the intel that these agencies get from the center. Now, those areas have also been looked upon, and that's the reason when I talked about it, we can say that the information received by a central intelligence agency can be conveyed to the local intelligence unit also, so they can act upon it quite easily. So these are the important aspect that the authorities have been working upon, and they have worked on it quite well. The other important aspect is, of course, when we talk about these kind of activities, that what need to be trained, what need to be taught to the people. That's also the authorities, the local authorities have been talking about. And that's the reason we have seen at various locations, at various public places, we have started listening to those announcements as far as these incidents are concerned, and how people should take care of themselves also when they're actually moving on these kind of crowded and probably public places here. So these are the changes probably we have seen had happened so far, 26/11 attack, and probably we can say that we have learned from our own mistakes, and probably going forward, and now we are quite equipped to handle this kind of situation in future as well. Emotional aspect, you rightly said that people are quite emotional at this point in time, because as I'm talking about it, they're quite been waiting patiently for the justice to be delivered to them. And now, after a gap of almost 17 years, they have actually seen that the things have been moving on the ground here. They have been seeing that how the government is tackling this issue, and how government is putting pressure through a diplomatic channel to other countries as well, to bring back those perpetrators. So these actions are quite visible for the people as well. And that's the reason they are hopeful at this point in time that now we've got the extradition of Tahawwur Rana. Probably we have seen here that the due course of legal action will be followed, and he will bring to justice here. So these aspects exude confidence among the people here, especially Mumbaikars also. And that's the reason these important action taken by the government in so many years, and of course the efforts of the government is quite visible. Probably we can say that going forward the people are quite confident that there are authorities who are capable to take action, no matter how devastating the act probably in future as well.
Okay, Shishir, thank you so much for that. Stay with us. These are the visuals that we we've got for you. These are the visuals from outside the Palam airport, and we are now experiencing some movement around the Palam airport. Tahawwur Rana, the 26/11 mastermind, was landed in New Delhi at around 6:20 p.m. IST, and then he was some paperworks were done. After that, some medical tests where he's undergoing medical tests as per the latest updates that our reporters are giving us. After that, he will be taken. He's expected to reach. He's expected to be taken inside the Patiala House Court. Security there is also beefed up. We saw some of the visuals, but this is a very proud moment for the entire country. A winning moment speaks volumes about the fact that how powerful India has become over the years, and when it comes to the Indian internal security now, that Shishir was telling us, is more equipped with weapons, and also for faster coastline patrolling. Some speedboats were also given. This certainly goes on to show that how the government is leaving no stone unturned to make sure that countering terrorism becomes the priority, and it's certainly on the priority list of the government. These are the visual that we are getting from you outside the Palam airport. We are noticing some movement outside the Palam airport where Tahawwur Rana currently is, and once he will be out from the Palam airport, he's expected to reach the Patiala House Court. The 26/11 mastermind is extradited from the United States to India, and his last appeal was rejected in single line by the judge there in United States. Home Minister of India Amit Shah was saying that this certainly is a winning moment for the country. This certainly goes on to show that what New Bharat is. And also Union Minister Piyush Goyal was seen saying that the then government in fact served biryani, which is a dish made of rice. It was served to Ajmal Kasab, and how this new government, under the leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, has extradited Tahawwur Rana, the 2611 mastermind from United States to India. He is now inside here with the visuals that we are showing you live outside the Palam airport. He's inside the Palam airport and is currently undergoing some medical tests, which is part of the protocol. It speaks volumes about the cooperation of India and the United States when it comes to the counter-terrorism, and also how the country, the government is committed to counter terrorism in every possible manner, be it providing the speedboats to the coast guards for faster patrolling, or to provide more and more equipments, more and more weapons to the security agencies. When this incident happened, there were some loopholes, like our correspondent Shishir Shelar was saying, and he also told us that finding out those loopholes and then working on them has made the internal security more strengthened, more strong over the years. And in the past few years, we haven't seen such activity, taking place inside the country, courtesy the stronger security force, the internal security of the country, and also more alertness. We are joined by two of our correspondents, Amritpal Singh and also Shishir Shelar. But first, we'll go to Amritpal Singh, who is joining us from outside the NIA headquarters. Amrit, what is the latest that you're getting for us? You just told us a while back that there are several agencies who are standing. The massive police deployment is there. No one is allowed around the premises of the outside the NIA headquarters. There is a heavy security deployment to make sure that everything goes smooth, well and fine. Tahawwur Rana, who's just landed in New Delhi at around 6:20 p.m. is expected to be taken to the Patiala House Court. No virtual hearings because you just told us that Delhi police might have got this confidence that yes, this can happen, and that speaks certainly volumes about the fact that how confident our security certainly is. What is the movement there outside the NIA headquarters? What's the latest you're getting for us?
Well, the road has been sealed, heavy security deployment here clearly. Security, because he's going to be kept here in all probability. So the road has been sealed. All access to the NIA headquarters is virtually out of bounds for only for all others except the investigators. So clearly, security has been briefed. The other latest is that in a little while we hear that he's going to leave Tahawwur Rana will leave Palam Technical Airport. And the judge has already arrived in the Patiala House Courts. He'll be presented in front of the judge. That looks like it's not going to be a very long affair.
Okay.
And then he's brought here through the route that Delhi police has secured.
All right. Thank you so much, Amritpal Singh, for that analysis. Thank you so much. We'll keep taking you on air as and when required. That's all in this edition of DD India Live, but let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. For those on the go, you can get all the latest news and updates from India and across the world on DD India mobile app. The app is available on both Android and iOS platforms, and you can scan the QR code on the screen to download now. We'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Siddharth Bharadwaj from all of us here in Delhi. Thanks for watching DD India Live.